And now for something completely different. We're off to the Coachella Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Here's Jessie Cease, Executive Director of the museum.
I think one of the most important things is people who have been here from day one of their life to brand new residents don't realize the rich history of the Coachella Valley and that they have pioneers here. We started because of the railroad. It was the halfway point for Southern Pacific between Yuma and Los Angeles. And so we have a rich history with people who've shaped not only the Coachella Valley but the entire world, including Dr. June McCarroll, who we can thank her for the stripe in the middle of the road so you know which side to stay on. We also have exhibits about Jackie Cochran, who was a WASP and one of the leading aviators, first woman to break the sound barrier, friends with Chuck Yeager, and she brought a lot of celebrities and a lot of stars here, so it wasn't just Palm Springs vacations. The East Valley has so much going on, but the West Valley is also part of the Coachella Valley history.
Stripes down the middle of the road, part of Coachella Valley history. And a few of you still don't get the basic concept. You know who you are. Or maybe you don't. Anyhow, back to Jessie at the Coachella Valley Museum.
One of the main features here on the campus is the 1909 schoolhouse. It was moved twice in its lifetime. Originally was where the Greyhound bus station is today, and then later what was called Roosevelt School. In 1999, it was brought here, which will be its final resting home. It's been restored back to the 1909 time period, so you can see what it originally looked like. A lot of community effort and funds went into that. It lets students see what it would have been like throughout different time periods to be going to school, from slate chalkboards all the way to the desks in different sizes. It was a two-room schoolhouse that could be divided by a chalkboard wall that could be pulled up and down. So if they also needed one room, that worked as well. We have a lot of people here from the Coachella Valley who come and they go see the schoolhouse and they remember going there. We still have a lot of our original pioneers, which is rare in a lot of different areas. So they come back, they tell us stories, and we learn a lot from them. We're going to the primary sources of our history. And the schoolhouse is a pride and joy, and it can show what the Cultural Center can do as far as restorations. We also are led by docents on our tours. These are wonderful people that volunteer their time. Again, many of them are pioneers of the Valley, and they remember things. And they go through and they take you, it's a very personalized tour. They answer all the questions and they help you out as far as understanding the Coachella Valley and its uniqueness. And they are also, as I said, giving their time. The community, again, is very, very important to the Cultural Center. And we couldn't really run at this point without those dedicated volunteers. And again, their input is part of the history. It's so important to have them involved and to record those things before it's gone. And that gives us the history that we can carry on to the folks who just moved here. They're Coachella Valley residents and they're important and their stories matter as well. And it gives a type of roots. So again, we know that this is not as young an area as some folks think, and there is a very rich history. And when you move here, while you might be considered not a pioneer, you are part of this larger history and of this community. And you'll see that when you visit the Smiley Tyler house and the schoolhouse. A lot of folks who didn't go to this particular schoolhouse remember sitting in desks that were similar to some of the ones we have of later time periods. Remember these type of school houses that they went to. But again, the younger generations get a chance to see the things that are similar to the schools that they went to and are going to now, along with learning about the history. So there's similarities, and of course there's a lot of differences. It's a wonderful learning tool for all the generations who visit the Coachella Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The museum is supported by the wide array of people in the community and local and larger governments. The city of Indio actually owns the property, and for the most part, and they've been very, very helpful. And the County of Riverside has as well, as they realize the importance of the Coachella Valley in the larger county. We are located at 82616 Miles Avenue. We are right before Old Town Indio. The cost for adults is $3. The cost for senior citizens and children is only $2. And it's a great resource for a very, very affordable price where you can easily bring the family and learn about the history here. There's a lot of interesting things about just the house here, from this room where we had the rifles, where it pretty much looks like a jail cell. He has bars on there and a lock that we don't know the numbers for, so we make sure that we don't have it locked at any time. Also, an interesting thing about that was later Dr. Tyler kept his gold for the gold fillings in there because of security. He sure didn't want anyone stealing that. The house has the original kitchen in it that's in fact, I think mostly intact as it would have been when the original owners, Dr. Smiley, was here. That's another reason we would like to restore it, is we have a lot of original pieces. The integrity of the house is still here, and being that it's one of the earliest homes here in Indio, it's also one of the earliest homes in this side of Riverside County as well. And so with our expansion plans, we want to make sure we include everyone and become the main history museum for Coachella Valley Museum history, to supplement some of the wonderful historical societies and Native American museums we have here. So there's a lot of future planning, a lot of exciting things, a lot of programs going on here at the Coachella Valley Museum and Cultural Center.
Coachella Valley Museum in Indio on Miles Avenue.